Okay, we're playing a very good Georgia team this week, a team that we know well. They know us well. This will be the third time in a calendar year that we've played each other. Kirby's done a very good job with his program, has a lot of talent. They play very well in all three phases. I look at them offensively, and they lead our league in rushing. They know how to run the football. They got a good offensive line with some good backs. Their quarterback's leading the league in completion percentage. Jake Fromm, he can make all the throws. Very efficient, very good leader. Defensively, the third in the league in total defense and top 10 in scoring defense. And really, what stands out to me is they're playing a whole lot of defensive linemen. They keep the guys fresh. They rotate a lot of guys and are very talented. In special teams, they got one of the best returners. And Hardeman does a super job. When he gets the ball in his hands, and then of course their kicker is one of the elite kickers too. So overall, they've when you look at them on film, they look like a team that has already won the East. They make you earn everything. They're sound in all three phases. A few updates, from our end, we expect everybody to practice today, and I'm going to be surprised if everybody doesn't play. We do have some guys banged up, but another week of healing up, they should be in a better spot than they were last week. Obviously, it was a big win for us Saturday. The way we won, I really think will help us moving forward. And like I said, looking forward to playing a very good Georgia team, one of our rivals, on the road. Questions?
Gus, you haven't been able to score beyond the first quarter of Georgia since 2009. 3 of your 10 worst offensive outputs as a coach in your career are against Georgia. What is it about the Bulldogs that has really kind of slowed you down?
Well, I tell you, we got to correct that. With that being said, we got to do a better job. There's no doubt. They're always a talented team. They're always going to be one of the more talent-based teams in our league. You go there, it's a tough place to play, but we need to switch that up, and we need to play well.
You guys were so much more, you guys executed better when you're going true 2 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Not substituting as much as you guys did and throughout the season. Have you taken a chance to reevaluate maybe that position and running more of that hurry up where you're not substituting as much as you
I think each game, is a little bit different with your approach and who you're playing, and there's strengths and everything that goes with it. But obviously, you always look at yourself, look at the things you do well, try not to do the things you don't do well. And like I said, the big thing for me with Saturday was just the disappointment of not being able to run the football effectively. I think we really only ran it 18 times and didn't have a very good average as far as that goes. But when you play the elite teams, you've got to manufacture rushing yards. And but as far as the question you're asking is, it's about rhythm, and there's no doubt we were in rhythm the last 2 series, and you're always trying to find offensively a rhythm. So we'll see where that carries us, these last 3 games.
So you're not ruling out the possibility of running pace no matter what?
I wouldn't tell right now, even if we were doing that, but the rhythm is very important.
You had 51 offensive snaps, I believe, in that game, which is not
Right.
that's not acceptable for you, right? I mean, you're looking for
Of course, going into that game, I think they were second in the country in, time of possession. And they do have one of the best defenses in our league, specifically run defense. And after you play somebody, you know a little bit more about them than even on film. And their rush defense was as good as advertised. There's no doubt about that. But at the same time, we've got to be on the field. The third downs, conversions, we weren't very good on third down. That really hindered our number of attempts, our number of snaps that we had. And like I said, I think only 18 rushing attempts. And, we got to do better than that.
Guys, I guess there's probably not much more for a player excited than winning the way you won Saturday
Yeah.
at the end of the game. I think.
Yeah.
How does that carry over going from there?
I think when you look at a team standpoint, the thing that I took away from that game is, when the game was on the line, defensively, made play after play. Offensively, the last 2 series answered the bell, and then special teams wise, you know, the return that really had a lot to do with it. And then we covered the kick too. You know, we covered the kickoff and held them inside the 25 or 20. And so all three phases helped win that game when the pressure was on the most. And that's really what our team has taken from that. And you could tell Sunday it felt different from a confidence standpoint. And, you know, that's exactly what we needed, that kind of win to help give us some momentum, you know, moving forward.
What do you think the biggest problem has been in not being able to run the ball as consistently as you guys normally have this season?
You know, I think anytime it's a lot of different factors involved. You know, I can tell you earlier in the year, I can talk about the youth of inexperienced, but like I said, about halfway through, you know, you got reps now. And then I can talk about the inexperience of running backs, the youth. But, you know, we're getting to a point now where, you know, we need to be more effective. And, you know, that's our challenge, you know, and whether it's get a little more creative in the run game or do things a little bit different or not do some of the things as much, you know, all those things are on deck and all those things are being considered. And bottom line is we got to run the football better. And, you know, we've taken great pride in that in the past, and we got to do a better job these last 3 games.
Gus, at what point are you who you are? Like if you just can't run it as much, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously it hurts the play action pass game.
Right.
At what point do you go, hey, that's just not who we are. We got to do
Yeah,
some things different?
yeah. I mean, I think you got to look at all the above, like I was just saying, from that standpoint, and whatever gives your guys the best chance of being successful. I mean, that's really the bottom line that you got to think, you know. But, you know, the more talented teams you play, the more important it is to be balanced. I mean, so it's kind of, you know, one of those areas right there.
To riff off of something Brandon was asking, do you think you substitute too much? Do you worry about specific
You know, it just depends. I mean, you know, you look at the rhythm that we ended the game with. I mean, that was pretty good. We weren't substituting, but you know, there's a fine line. You know, sometimes you need to substitute for certain things, sometimes you don't. You know, if you're not being successful on offense, the worst thing you can do is go a fast 3 and out, and your defense is back out there. So there's strategy that goes with both, and every game unfolds a little bit differently, and so.
One would argue, I guess, that your defense is out there a lot no matter what anyway. You guys are near the bottom of the nation in time of possession running with all that substitution.
Right.
So do you look at that even further?
You know, you look at all of it, Brandon. I mean, you look at everything that goes with it, and you know, third downs has been a focus, and like I said, that we didn't do a very good job on third down, and you staying on the field, that's really the down that we need to be more effective. In the games that we haven't done that, it's been extremely tough to win.
For a blind, untrained eye, it seems like since 2015, you guys have done a lot more substituting on offense than you had in previous years. What was the result of that? Was that the new rule going in?
No, not so much. I mean, we substituted quite a bit last year, you know, and we were really good offense too. So, yeah, you know, it's just a matter of planning and everything that goes with it.
But you're the hurry up, no huddle guy.
Yeah.
That's you.
Right.
When you wrote the book on it.
Right.
But you're not hurrying.
No, we're not hurrying enough. Like I said, a lot of it has to do with, you know, you got to be successful, and if you're successful, and I said the worst thing you can do is go quick and go 3 and outs, and you know, I'll go back to our third downs too. We got to be better in that area.
How does DeAndre Baker compare to some of the other top corners you guys have seen, like Greedy?
Yeah, we thought he was really good last year, and he chose to come back, and he's one of the best in the country. He plays with a lot of confidence, and yeah, he's a factor. There's no doubt.
From watching Georgia this year, are they a lot better team than they were early?
You know, I compare them to last year. You know, they're in that same category last year. All I'm worried about is what they are now. I mean, what they were earlier, I'm not too concerned about it, but they're in that same atmosphere. I'll tell you that, you know, as far as the overall team and being a good team.
What do you consider running the 2-minute drill more than you did, you know, instead of waiting until the very end of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think all those options are available, so we'll see where that goes.
Considering how well A&M, Mississippi State have run the ball against your defense, and your defense had been really good against the run until late, and then you see Georgia, obviously, with their running backs. How do you feel about your defensive line going into this?
Yeah, I feel real good about our defensive line. I mean, give A&M credit. They had a little wrinkle scheme right there. They got us on a little cutback twice. That was part of it. But no, our rush defense, I feel good about, and we're going to have to play well against these guys. I mean, there's no doubt. And like I said earlier, we know them well. They know us well. We'll see what happens.
When you guys go with Malik Willis and Sean Shivers together, what's kind of the thinking on, when you put them out there, what are you looking for?
To create, rushing yards or create, positive plays, really.
Just kind of a change of pace on them?
Change of pace, yeah.
Why don't you, if they do well together, why don't you stick with that a little longer?
We'll see what happens moving forward. Like I said, each game you have a different strategy and everything that goes with it. And I think right after that, if I remember right, 2 plays later, we threw a touchdown.
Gus, Aaron Sipos he may be your most consistent player this year, regardless of position.
Yeah.
You guys thought he was going to be that, but has he even exceeded what you
Yeah, he's been one of our MVPs overall. I mean, what he did the other day, we put our punt team backed up numerous times, and his ball placement was great. He's a true weapon. That A&M's punter was unbelievable, but I think he's in that category. I think he's one of the best punters in the league, and I think he's got a chance to keep getting better. Really what stands out to me, he's a great competitor. I mean, he competes. He's very consistent. He's a weapon.
You guys were facing 4th and short in your midfield. You punted it.
Yeah.
Obviously not a spot to put Anders out there no matter what. You've talked about not putting him in position to kick 50-yard field goals. Say in the future you're, in that 50-yard range again. And considering what Sipos has done, you want him to play more field position?
And I've said this but every game's a little bit different. But that particular time in that moment, I just felt real strong that try to pin him back there. And, of course, he did a super job and deaned down the football. And then I think a few plays later they turned the ball over, and then we threw a touchdown. So it's different. Sometimes you go for it. I mean, sometimes 4th and 1 you want to go for it. Sometimes you may have the wind or whatever, and you may want to kick a field goal. It was kind of in that area that you could have done probably all 3, but at that time I just felt real strong that's what we need to do, and that time it worked out.
On the punt return, is he kind of hidden? Is that kind of what you're trying to do? I'm talking about Christian.
Yeah, that was a play that I think we ran against a similar deal against Georgia last year, real similar. And so we've been waiting for the right moment, and it was really, Christian did a super job. There was a guy in his face. A lot of guys would have fair caught it, but in that situation, the gunners are usually taught to go down there and get on the 2-yard line and turn around, and he was just a hair away from going 85, and at the time, that was. But that was a huge play in the game from a standpoint that instead of having the ball at the 15, we had it at the 40 or whatever. And I mean, that changes everything with, I think we had 1 timeout and under 2 minutes, but that was a big play.
Alan Green said here within the last week he would like for the Alabama and Georgia games to be further apart on the schedule. Do you line up with the athletics director's stance there, and why?
Yeah, I'm okay with that, but I'd like I've said, to have 1 home and 1 away like in 2010. So,
Do you have any thoughts on how you would go about going to the SEC and going, here's a way I think it could work, and let's see if it can work?
Yeah, I think Alan is working on that.
So the spring meetings probably is what you guys.
I'm hoping so, yeah.
And that's with the home situation, or just spreading it apart? Or
Whatever Alan wants is fine. What I want is 1 home, 1 away.
Kevin's been playing Connus Miller like 5 snaps a game, just getting him ready. Talk about how far he's come these last 3
Yeah,
games.
he's coming on. He's getting more snaps. And of course, he had a big negative play. He's a talented guy that, he kind of got here late in the summer, worked himself in shape, and he's earning more playing time as he goes. So he's got a bright future if he'll continue to work.
The way Derek Brown has been playing, especially in that 4th quarter, I mean, he certainly looks like an NFL type guy, but how big has he been? How big will he be in these games?
Yeah. I mean, anytime, him and Dontavius Russell in the middle, it's 2 big guys that have trouble, offensive linemen getting to the second level. They do a great job of keeping guys off our linebackers and let them play. And if they get in one-on-one situations, they're extremely tough to block. So, yeah, Derek had a big game and has had a very good year.
What's made Nick Coe so effective? Just
Yeah.
in the backfield, I think he's got the most
Yeah.
tackles for loss since Steve.
Yeah, and Nick is really coming on and getting more confidence, and he's just playing a high level against the run, and the pass. Of course, he got a sack on that, adding the 1 second deal, so that was big for him too.
Seems like he never celebrates, even on his great plays. Is he just that way?
He celebrates in his own way,
Which is what?
I think internally.
Gus, Calvin Ash, is he still with the team? What's his
He is. Like I said, he has a medical issue that he's dealing with, and so hopefully that'll be behind him here in the near future.
We rarely get to see obviously what's happening in the locker room, but there was a picture circulating quite a bit of Deshaun Davis and Jared Stidham embracing two-year team leaders.
Mhm.
How good is it to see that,
Yeah.
and what is it like in the locker room right now after 2 wins?
Yeah, especially the way we won that, it was real exciting. There's nothing like after a big win, especially in this league. And our leaders were celebrating, and it was great to see. The excitement on our players' face and everything that went with it. It was a fun time.
How did Caleb Kim play against Texas?
Yeah, well, I thought Caleb Kim was solid. It's been a while since he played, but I thought he was solid. I thought his IDs were good. The snaps were good, and so I think he was solid.
Is he going to start again against Georgia?
Yes.